463, just like I said. 284, just like I said. 3524. 9380. Ohio 456 130. I called that one out straight. 3955. I guaranteed that one would fall. I told you 865 would fall. Told you 475 would fall. I told you 4744 would keep falling. 282. 029. I told you to stay on 321. Told you about 2366. I promised 8910. North Carolina, told you 942 would keep falling. Told you 235 would keep falling. Told you 7824 would keep falling. And 5589. Told you that would keep falling. Told you 055 and 305 would keep falling. Told you 8101 would keep falling. Told you 9051 would keep falling. New Jersey 650. 755. 595, 508, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. I told you to watch out for 412. Told you to watch out for 604. Told you to watch out for 0436. Told you to watch out for 001. Pennsylvania, told you to watch out for 969. 635. 2370. And 1258 I gave you. Iowa, told you to watch out for 174. Told you to watch out for your 856. Told you the number would fall over and over again. Told you to watch out for 4937. Told you to watch out for 2113. Indiana. I told you 2 states before, 2 states after. My numbers will always roll out. I gave you 3410. I gave you 8149. gave you 099. I gave you 581. 0904 I gave you. Rhode Island, 7303 and 7088. Delaware, I told you to watch out for 495. Told you to watch out for 290. Told you to watch out for 109. Told you to watch out for 591. Virginia, 838. Triple ones. 6816. New York, 239 386. Seven zero seven three. And New Mexico. Okay, let's jump into the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, 325. I promised that number would fall. Triple dollar signs will manifest between the dates 731 and 86 in North Carolina. Very last number you see is a formula where I strategically place the numbers for the VIP members to capitalize off of. 123, ladies and gentlemen. I promised that number would show up and show out for the VIP. I told you to focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promised my top 2, 1, 2 would fall between on 4, on 8, 4, on 8, 4, on 8, 4. You can't beat that type of information, ladies and gentlemen. I promised the 8910 combination would show up and show out with triple dollar signs. Triple dollar signs will manifest between the dates 731 and 86. I also guarantee it will go to Florida. Florida it went. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed the combination 8039 would fall. They dropped 9380 on that guarantee. I said focus on my top 5 4 digits, which will manifest from 82 to 88. I also guarantee it will go to Georgia. The number 3 number, 1, 2, 3, number 3 number will go to Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, I did one better. I promised that number would show up and show out for my VIP. I told them all you have to do is focus on my top 5 4 digits, which I promise. Triple dollar signs will manifest on 8-4, on 8-4, on 8-4. I gave that to my VIP to win with. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised the 284 combination would show up and show out for my VIP. I told them to focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promised my top 2, 1, 2 would manifest between the dates 8-2 and 8-9. I also guaranteed it would go to Georgia. 473, ladies and gentlemen. Your 473, I promised my number 1 number would fall straight. I told my VIP focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promised my top 2 will manifest between the dates 731 and 86. I also guarantee it would go to Texas. Number 1 number straight. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed 0553 combination would make the deadline in Texas between the dates 729 and 84. I met my deadline on that prediction, guaranteeing it would show up and show out. One 3-0, ladies and gentlemen, I promised 130 would fall straight. 130 fell straight on that promise. Focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promised my top two between the dates 8-1 and 8-7. 745, I promised that number would fall for my VIP. Between the dates 8-3 and 8-9, I triple dollar signed it as proof. Ladies and gentlemen, 475 straight. By the date 8-7, starting at 8-1. 1282. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave that number 2 times in one prediction, expressing how important it is to recognize and identify my big money patterns. I also guaranteed that number would show up and show out between the date 731 and 87. 8166, ladies and gentlemen, I told you that number would fall twice. 1686. So we have it down here. Promised. We have it up here. Promised. And ladies and gentlemen, out of 10,000 possible combinations, I declared and decreed that between the date 7:30 and 8-5, guaranteeing it would go to Tennessee straight. Congratulations, VIP members. Six, 827, ladies and gentlemen, I promised that combination would show up and show out for my VIP members. Triple dollar signed it, said watch out for it between the dates 729 and 8-5. Today is 8-5. Yesterday was 8-4, and it landed on that promise. Ladies and gentlemen, your 656, I promised with triple dollar signs that number would show up and show out for my VIP members. 8274, I triple dollar signed it, promising my VIP members they would capitalize if they believed in my prediction. Pen and paper, 688990. Your 990 dropped out on fire. I promise you would see that number yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 486 over and over and over again. Look for that in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. You're going to see 930 no matter what. You're going to see 942 in North Carolina. You're going to see 031. I told you, numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. Watch out for 431. 431 will be making its debut. 906 you will see. Look for 906, ladies and gentlemen, in Missouri, Delaware, Kentucky. You'll see it in Pennsylvania, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, New Jersey, and Texas. Those numbers are by way of North Carolina, as you can see, 924. That combination, I promised my VIP members they would capitalize if they believed. 011277, you will see 783, Virginia. Tennessee. "861, I promise you will see 861. New Mexico answered the promise. 029, ladies and gentlemen, you will see that in Florida, and it answered the promise in Delaware. Watch out for 3-5 deuce. Boom, boom, boom. I told you, they sing a song. Those numbers are by way of Florida. There's your 209. I guarantee that number would show up and show out for my VIP. "2643, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 2643. 2643, ladies and gentlemen, you will see Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Florida. 2 states before, 2 states after. Watch out for 4758. Your 4758 is extremely strong. You will see 4758 in Georgia, 2 states before, 2 states after. 2636, you will see in Tennessee. You will see in Florida, 2 states before, 2 states after. You're watching out for 5444. You'll see that number in Michigan. Watching out for 1450. 1450 is extremely strong. 4751, no matter what. 2376, New Mexico, Virginia, Pennsylvania. 2 states before, 2 states after. Don't leave out Tennessee. Those numbers are by way of Florida. As you can see, your 6623, ladies and gentlemen. And met the deadline on that prediction. They dropped 2366. 3865, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 3865 over and over and over again. I want you to look for that number in New Mexico, 2 states before, 2 states after, and New Jersey. You will see 5896. Your 5896 is extremely strong. You will also see 4896. Your 4896 is no matter what, Indiana and Texas. Watch out for 6896. You will see 6896 over and over and over again. Also be aware of 0570. You can see that number in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. 2635, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 2635, Georgia, Iowa, and New Mexico. 2 states before, 2 states after. 7444 and 4744 on fire. Those are Michigan numbers. 2 states before, 2 states after. You will see 6355 and 6480, Missouri. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. 388022, you're going to see 388022 by way of Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 176 is no matter what. 865, Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. I promised that number would continue to keep rolling out. It did. You are going to see 928 and 021. Watching out for 083 and 971. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 865 right there, straight, promised. Two times, 865 straight. 455744. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see those numbers in Iowa and Texas. 824, you will see 824 over and over and over again. Your 824 is a Georgia number. You will see 456, New Jersey. You're also going to see 906, ladies and gentlemen, over and over and over again. That's a huge big money pattern, by the way. And 519. Your 519 is extremely strong. 519. Guaranteed. And 591. Promise to show up and show out over and over and over. Those were Ohio. You're going to see 0492, 9530, extremely strong 9530. You're going to see 1830. You're going to see 9504, Puerto Rico. You're going to see it in South Carolina, 2 states before, 2 states after. I need you to watch out for your 9924. That's an Ohio number. So Ohio, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Michigan, Florida, North Carolina. You will see 9505, New Jersey. 3015, you will see that combination, South Carolina. 9530 is your only combination on fire. 336 and 300, you will see. Watching out for 620 and 945. 620 and 945. 945, I promise would show up and show out in Delaware. There's your 856 over and over and over again. I'm promising the same numbers because I know which numbers will fall. Watch out for 319, ladies and gentlemen. Your 319 is extremely strong. You will see 319 guaranteed. You're watching out for 4-3 deuce. 4-3 deuce is New York. 4-3 deuce is Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. and Georgia and Texas. 2 states before, 2 states after. Those numbers are by way of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 192. 192 straight. And I promised that number would roll out for my VIP. 192 straight in Georgia. 3976 is Iowa. Watching out for 8640 Missouri and Texas. You will see 3129 New Mexico. You're going to see 4508 Georgia. 7961 you will see your 7961, your 7961, 7961 is Texas. And 4544 Michigan. Those are Georgia numbers, 2 states before, 2 states after. As you can see, I promised 4580 combination would fall in Georgia. It did. 702 you will see. You will also see 961. You will also see 850 over and over and over again. 850 Indiana. 850 New Jersey. Heavy in South Carolina. 850 I promised would fall straight in Puerto Rico. You're watching out for 790. 790 is extremely strong. It's a no matter what number. You're going to see 146 over and over and over again. Look for that in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Heavy. 257 you will see. 257 is Indiana and Texas. 790, I promised 790 would fall straight if you follow my winning instructions. 7504 you will see. You're watching out for 7542, extremely strong 7542. You'll see that number in North Carolina and Puerto Rico. Watching out for 017 deuce. You will also see 9683 in Texas. 7754 you will see, and 7554 you will see. There is your 9368, ladies and gentlemen. I promised that number would fall for my VIP members. 7189. You will see this combination over and over and over again. Look for it in Florida, 2 states before, 2 states after. 1456 you will see. 2302 you'll see in Tennessee. 1457 you will see that combination roll out. Also 1496 Indiana. Your 1495 is extremely strong, Indiana. Watch out for quad ones and 4111. 366 you will see. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 788 on fire, 548, no matter what. You're also going to see 940, sum of 13, 22, and 4. 517, no matter what. 678, no matter what, in Tennessee. 420, you will see that combination over and over and over again. Watching out for 987. Those numbers are by way of Tennessee, 2 states before, 2 states after. There's your 687. I promised that combination would fall in Tennessee. It did. Ladies and gentlemen, 3465, you will see this combination roll out for you today. You're going to see 8462, Missouri. You're going to see 6341, no matter what. You're going to see 8463, extremely strong, number one number. Look for that in Missouri. You are also going to see 5527, 8461, and 1656 is Tennessee and also Virginia. 2 states before, 2 states after. 664006, you will see these combinations. 436, you will see over and over and over again. That's a promise. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 204 over and over and over again. I'm giving you the same numbers. Watching out for 347, no matter what. Your 347 made its debut. I'm telling you, it will continue to keep making its debut. Texas, Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio, Michigan, Florida, North Carolina. There's your 312. Just like I said, the numbers don't lie. Watch out for 91 deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 915. Again, numbers don't lie. Your 915, I do believe that made its debut twice. You have it down here, 591 and 915 dropped just like I ordered it. Straight. There's your 123 promised. 636, ladies and gentlemen, you will see. You're watching out for 799. You will see 140 over and over and over again. Watching out for 792. You will also see 296, 372, no matter what. 295 and 174 straight. 174 guaranteed straight. Those are by way of Florida. There's your 372 straight. There's your 327 promised. Watch out for 5430 Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 2211 and 1212. Watching out for 9083. Your 9083, ladies and gentlemen, is a very strong number. I told you, numbers don't lie. There it is right there. Watching out for 6543. Your 6543 is Georgia. 2 states before, 2 states after. You will see 9870. 5433 is extremely strong. Georgia. And 9430 you will see. Your 9430 is Iowa, 2 states before, 2 states after, and also Texas. Write that down. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 2121. Watching out for 8431 and 8341. Very strong combinations. You're going to see 7831. You're going to see 1868 on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, look for that number where 1668 dropped and 6816 dropped. Watching out for 7861, Virginia. And Tennessee and Texas. Watching out for 9029, extremely strong. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 1866. Boom, boom, boom. Watch out for 2971. Those numbers are by way of Georgia, 2 states before, 2 states after. There's your 9902. I guarantee that number would fall. 600, 155, you will see. Watch out for 415. Watch out for 156. These are extremely strong no matter what numbers. 236 and 931 are guaranteed. 931 right there. Watching out for 954 and also 45 deuce. There's your 155. I promised that number would fall. It did. 800, 669. You will see these combinations over and over and over again. 485, no matter what. 139, promised. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 064, promised. Number one number. You're going to see 759 up next. 403, guaranteed. 316 is guaranteed. There's your 795, number one number. 8365. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that combination roll out for you. Look for that number in Texas. 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, 8965, no matter what. 8964, no matter what. You will see these combinations in Indiana. 8966, 5700, 635 deuce, no matter what. You're watching out for 4680 and 3556 in Ohio. There's your 8824, ladies and gentlemen. They dropped 4882. I promised that prediction. 8365 is an extremely strong combination. New Mexico, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, 8965, New Jersey. You will see 8964, Missouri. 8966 and 5700 is an extremely strong number. 3880 deuce deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 971. You will see 715. 830, no matter what. 658, boom, 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 no matter what. 928 and 021, you will see. Watching out for 715. There's your 865 right there, ladies and gentlemen. 336, you will see 336 over and over and over again. Watching out for 206 and 300 on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, 568, you will see. You're also going to see 192. I told you numbers don't lie. You're going to see 193. I told you numbers don't lie. And 324. Put that down. That's going to be your next number on your chopping block. There is your 912. I told you, I promised that number over and over and over again. There is again 192 straight. Watching out for 4603. You will see 4603. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 7086. You will see 1925 over and over and over again. 5931, 6921, and 2654. Your 2654 is extremely strong. Look for that in Texas. One 632 and 0697 are backup plans. There's your 2951, ladies and gentlemen. Look for that in Texas. Five seven nine 1984, ladies and gentlemen. 1984, I promised that number would fall, indicating it with triple dollar signs. Watch out for 7641. Watch out for 1899. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 4321 no matter what. You will see 5607. Your 5607 is extremely strong. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 9483 and you will see 9821. Your 9483 is Texas and Iowa. There's your 5670, ladies and gentlemen. Triple dollar sign to this proof that it was going to fall. 050212, you will see 212 on fire. 134, triple dollar sign. 140, triple dollar sign. 579, no matter what. 230, ladies and gentlemen, you will see that combination over and over and over again. Watching out for 259, and there is that 374 that I told you would make its debut, promising it would fall. There's your 203. Watching out for 7162. You will see 7896. You will see 5543. Look for that in Georgia. You will see 9210 over and over and over again. 8876 and 2001. 5345, Georgia. 2 states before, 2 states after. I met my deadline on that prediction. 664116, you will see. Watch out for 123 and 259. Again, I'm giving you the same numbers. 598 and 394. These are no matter what. 708 and 621 are backup plans for Florida. There is your 394. Guaranteed straight. Watching out for 566 and 224. Your 673 is a very strong combination for Pennsylvania and Georgia. Watching out for 287, 751. Those are no matter what. Your 273, 139. Boom, boom, boom. You better write down 273. You are watching out for 760. Extremely strong combination. There's your 517, 751 straight. Watching out for 8720. You will see 5491. You're going to see 2681 in New York. Watch out for 5420. I promised that number would show up and show out yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 1963. You will see 5421 and 1471. Your 6052 made its debut, I do believe. 6052, let's see here. No, you will see that in Texas. Look for it in Texas. Look for it in Texas. And those are by way of Michigan. There's your 9163. I guaranteed that number would fall. 0265, you're going to see that number. I already told you. You're going to watch out for 3240, Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 9230, Texas, Tennessee. 8291, New York. 9066, extremely strong. Watch out for 3260 and 5064. There's your 1798 right there, ladies and gentlemen. They dropped 7819 for my VIP. Watching out for 848 and 699. You're going to see 239 over and over and over again. I promised that number would show up like that. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to see 649, 842 over and over and over again. You will also see 418, 174, and 508. There's your 841, guaranteed, 418 straight. 822, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 822, Indiana. You're going to see 873. You're going to see 749. You're going to see 641 and 702. You are watching out for 965 and 904. Those are extremely strong combinations. There's your 749, guaranteed straight. There it is right there, promised. 8520. Look for that in New Jersey. And Georgia. Don't leave out Puerto Rico. You're also going to see 8466. You're going to see quad ones, 5670, 3557, 5097, 6375, and 3572. These are by way of Georgia. 2 states before, 2 states after. There's your 3557. I guaranteed it. There is 7553. I promised you would see that combination. 4571, 3162, 8212, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. And down here. Four, 5, 7, 8, you will see over and over and over again. 2362, you will see no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, watch out for 6210. You will see 5 deuce, deuce, deuce. 4150 is extremely strong. You'll see that in Indiana. There's your 3262. Guaranteed. 992044. 805. Boom, boom, boom. Promise 361. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 543. You will see 753. You're also going to see 370 and 206. Watching out for your nines. Okay. Let's change ones. Triple ones I said would fall 1 day ago. Five, 8, 1. Five, 8, 1, I promised would fall straight. Seven, 3, 9, 2, I promised that number would fall. They dropped 7, 3, 2, 9 of that promise. 2 days ago. Only number on fire. Only number on fire. Promised. Okay. Okay, let's tally these up here, ladies and gentlemen. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 49 numbers I guaranteed would fall. Out of the 49, I promised 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 out of 49 numbers I promised. If you believed in my promises, you would have won 38 times. Straight, we nailed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 numbers straight for yesterday's predictions. And just to see, as you can see, I promised 3524 combination would fall, leaving Georgia with every single number promised all the way across the board. Every single number for Georgia yesterday, I promised would fall. I promised 192 would fall straight, but I promised every single number would fall in Georgia yesterday. 6661 told me on 729 98705432 to promise those numbers would fall by the dates 729 to 85. Yesterday was 84. Again, please do not attempt or try to join my group if you cannot invest in the first two numbers. Dynamicpredictions.onrender.com is where you'll see all of this information. And I will see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. In abundant prosperity, in health, and in wealth to all who follow me and believe in the work that you see me doing. You'll see these results on TikTok and on Facebook. And I'll put the predictions on the private Discord channel first, and then I'll modify them and place them on the website with nothing but the promised numbers and the guaranteed numbers so you can capitalize on them.